All right. Welcome. So, welcome everybody to today's stream. 2 days in a row, right? Today we're gonna go a step further. We're gonna pick up where we left off yesterday. I'm gonna quickly catch you up, don't worry. And we're actually gonna try replacing some of my very own tasks, okay? So yesterday we talked more generally about how you can use ChatGPT to identify all the tasks, all the work that AI could do for you with the prompt generator. But today we're gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna use my own presets that I crafted in preparation for the stream. And yeah, we're basically going to try replace Igor, the AI YouTuber, whatever you might want to refer to me. Should be fun. And we'll get started shortly. As per usual, we take about, 5 minutes for people to stream in. And basically, go grab yourself a drink, get comfortable, potentially pull up ChatGPT so you can try some of the things that I'll be sharing. And yeah, we're definitely going to learn something today. Live experimentation time. Always love these. All right, so let me pull up chat so we can converse a little bit. That's always enjoyable. So good to have a dual screen setup here for this. Fully set up. All right, just need the live dashboard. So for anybody here, feel free to share where you're from. We always love to do this. I'm in Lisbon, Portugal right now. But just share in chat where you're sitting right now. Let the people know how international these streams are, how international this community is. Just share the city you're sitting in right now. Okay. Very nice. So, it's all set up. There we go. What's up, Doc Rock? Good to have you here, man. How can I customize my OpenAI API for my website or application? That is too broad of a question, my friend. You have to be a little more specific. Which one of the APIs? What do you want to do with it on the website? Jam down the gas pedal. Hell yeah. What do I mean by work? Yeah, any types of tasks. You'll see in a second. I mean, yeah, all the tasks that AI can essentially do for you. That's what we'll be covering. Daniel Pierce is in international waters. My man, what are you doing out there? That is, yeah, fair. That's not a real country, isn't it? UK. Ah, a bunch of people from the UK here. I'm doing well today, Kevin. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing? Yes, everything well so far. All good here. Look at that. I love that. Every single time. I enjoyed so much reading all this internationality. I mean, one thing you gotta know about me before we start is like I'm very international. Like people ask me like, where are you from, man? I'm like, I kind of struggle to answer that because, I'm from Slovakia. My parents are from there. My passport is from there, but I was born in Vienna. Grew up there, and I went to English schools all my life, been moving all my life. Just, I don't know. I'm a European. I'm a worldly citizen. I don't know. From all over the place, I guess. But some of you are from a concrete place. I love that. Doc Rock from Honolulu with the wave. I appreciate the emoji in there. Always bringing the entertainment, my man. Brazil, Chicago, Netherlands, New York City, Romania, Southeast UK, Montana, Southern California. Good Lord. That is absolutely amazing. Slovakia. My man. Exactly. UK the best, innit? All right, so we're ready to go here. Okay, so we're warmed up. The music is over. So let's get into this. What are we going to be doing today exactly? It's going to be something we haven't done on the channel before because, I don't know, I always have these like mental blocks of thinking that things are too advanced or it might be a step too far. And then what I see from fellow YouTubers is, they just cover the advanced stuff and people love it. So I guess I'm just gonna do more of that moving forward. Who knows? It's all like I try to like base my creation up on your feedback. So whenever you leave a comment, just know it's heard. I read them. Don't reply to all of them because that's impossible, but I do my best to read all of them. And yeah, basically what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna take the concept that we covered in yesterday's live stream a step further. So what have we covered in yesterday's live stream? Just to catch some of the people up that haven't seen one of the most recent, I think, what is it, like 3-4 uploads. We basically always reference kind of this business blueprint framework, as that has been like my sole focus for the past few months. Like that has been literally, it has been this like all-consuming project. Now we put it together. It's Cyber Monday. Everything is on sale. That's why we're doing this, because I'm looking to kind of going to keep updating it. We're going to add, even more assistance to it. But basically, I'm looking to get all the education out there. And from here on out, focus on creating quality content and cultivating this community that formed around this channel. But what did we cover yesterday for anybody who wasn't here? Well, we basically went through the 3-step process that I presented in my latest YouTube video. So if you haven't seen the latest YouTube video, probably a good idea to go there, spend the 8 minutes, and then hop back in here, because I'm not going to do it justice here, because it takes a little bit of time and demoing to do it. But basically, like in step 1, you pick any type of assistant. You could think of it as an employee. You could think of it as a persona. You could think of it as a worker, whatever. You pick one of them, okay? So in the free template, we provide 10. We productized it. Then we provide 600. It's going to be 1,000. But basically, you pick one of those. Now, step 2, you set it up inside of ChatGPT, okay? That means a few things. So either you use the GPT's feature and you copy paste like 3 fields, or you use the custom instructions feature and you copy paste 2 fields. But basically you set up ChatGPT to take on that persona of the assistant. And then in step 3, you run all the prompts that were pre-generated for the entire for the persona or the assistant that you picked in step 1, okay? Now, there's a custom version of this 3-step flow. So just to reiterate, like step 1, you pick assistant. Step 2, you activate the assistant. Step 3, you let the assistant do the work, okay? But there's a custom version to this workflow. And that's what we're going to be covering today. It's kind of the next level that you want to take. This, like the 3-step system that I just outlined, it's how you get started. It's a fantastic starting point for many people. It will get the job done. It's great. But what if you want to go a step further? What if you want custom results? What if you want like truly a personalized feel? The whole point of creating hundreds of these assistants and kind of bundling them in the product is to make your life easier. It's literally there so you don't have to customize as much or do any prompt engineering whatsoever. The whole product is built up in a way that all you do is copy paste, okay? We're going to go beyond that today. In today's stream, we're actually going to go towards the customization aspect. And this entire 3-step system, it shifts a little bit, okay? So I'm just going to quickly share my screen over here. But basically, I created a little graphic yesterday at night. I was like, God damn it. I'm out here like trying to explain this 3-step system to people day in, day out. Why don't I have a visualization? Then I was like, all right, ChatGPT. Here's my 3-step system, and I just copy pasted it into it. Visualize it for me, and then it actually kind of did that. So let me show you the first draft of what ChatGPT came up with, and this ties directly into kind of the customization. So let me just pull up this image. So it gave me something like this. This is actually like not bad, right? Like, look, this is what DALL-E came up with. Step 1, pick an assistant. Step 2, set up the assistant. Kind of butchered that. Step 3, let AI do the work. Okay, so that is the first version. If you go to the shop, if you go to the link at the top right, you can see kind of the final version on the product page of the business blueprint. I don't know. I would have to pull it up here. Doesn't really matter. The point is I wanted to pull this up to kind of talk about the custom version of this workflow that I'm going to be sharing with you here today, okay? The custom version of it is in step 1, you don't pick an assistant. Well, you can still pick an assistant, but then you customize it to your very own needs. So, you know, these assistants are extremely specific. So in certain parts of it, you get, you define things like the software, your software preferences, right? And those might wildly differ, right? It might be one web designer might be using WordPress and another one might be using Webflow, and the third one just does everything in React or whatever, right? So it might really differ. And in step one, you pick the assistant to get as close to your personal preferences as possible, but you can customize that. So that's what we touched on that yesterday. We started customizing, but today I'm gonna show you what a fully custom assistant looks like that I created for myself. I essentially, you know, have digital Igor assistant. So that's step one. That's a custom version of step one. What's a custom version of step two? Okay, so step two is, oh, and Crafty Team, how much does it roughly cost? Well, actually, the entire system is free. You can go to the newsletter, you can subscribe, you get 10 of these for free. You get the prompt generator, you get assistants, you get the GPTs, you get everything with it. The only thing that we productized is we kind of did the work to, you know, create a whole catalog of them. There's going to be 1,000 soon, by the way. There's going to be a December update. We're going to be updating the business blueprint from 650 to 1,000. So basically, it makes your life easier. That's what we productized. But the whole system, it's free. You can use it. Back on track. Step two. What could we customize about step two? So as we talked about, step two is all about setting up ChatGPT. So, you know, concretely setting it up with your, you know, yesterday, I think, or was it the day before, we played with this brand consultant. And then basically you have all these instructions in here that kind of define what the brand consultant should behave, like how the brand consultant should behave. But basically what you would want to do is you would want to customize this to exactly fit your needs in step one. And in step two, yeah, actually step two is the same. Yeah, step two is the same. And see, this is the thing, like I like to do these in the moment, right? So none of this has been like premeditated or prepared. None of the examples you'll see today, nothing of this workflow has been like prepared. We're just going to do it live. And if problems occur, we're going to fix them live, okay? So step one, you pick an assistant and then you customize it. Step two, you just copy paste into ChatGPT. And step three, that is where the customization kind of comes back. In step three, where you let AI do the work. Basically, what that means in the non-custom version of the workflow is you just pick some of the preset prompts and you run it. But here's my favorite part. In the custom version of this workflow, now listen closely, okay? In the custom version of this workflow, because you customized the assistant in step one, you can use the prompt factory, the prompt generator, to rerun the prompt generator on your custom assistant, okay? That's where it gets really incredible, because at this point, you will get actionable prompts that AI can actually do for you today. Not learning prompts, actionable things, actionable tasks that can be completed with AI today for yourself, because you customized the assistant in step one, right? But first you have to do that. So that's what we're going to do today, okay? And then we're actually going to take some of those tasks and we're going to run them inside of ChatGPT, and we're going to solve some of my own problems. And we're going to, at the end, we're going to be comparing, results of vanilla ChatGPT or classic ChatGPT with kind of this custom approach, with this three-step system that I'm kind of proposing here. And again, this is all for you to judge, right? This is like purely, that it can often be very subjective, like how good are the results I'm getting from ChatGPT? That's a very personal question, because it really depends on what you're doing, right? But I reckon that this is what I believe, and why I kind of like, that's all the content I'm kind of creating lately around this. I'm gonna get back on track to covering like AI news and stuff in December, but I genuinely believe that this is the balance of powerful prompting and a powerful technique and user-friendliness. This is like the sweet spot, right? Because if you plot it out, or you have like a 2x2 matrix, and then you have like easy to use, hard to use, and you have like weak and powerful, then this is towards it's in the easy to use and powerful quadrant, which is which is a rare combination. Because some of the more advanced prompting techniques, they're powerful, but they're hard to use. And therefore, they're super hard to customize, right? It's like, good luck customizing one of those, 4,000 token prompts, like super prompts or whatever, right? So that is kind of the summary. All right. And now one more clip before we get into this, because we need, look, we're kind of leaving behind beginner territory here, but I have a clip that maybe could help with motivation for this upcoming little workflow that I'm about to present. I just wanted to share this with you. I ran across into this podcast with Sam Altman that was recorded a few days ago. It's less than a week ago. So after all the OpenAI drama, I suppose. No, actually, this was before the OpenAI drama, but that doesn't really matter. For the point I'm trying to make, I just have to make sure the audio works. And I really want to share this. It's like a 20-second clip with you. So let's have a look at this. Meanwhile, I'll check in on the messages. There you go, this right here. Let's see if this works audio-wise. All right. Okay, it doesn't seem to... Let's see. Okay, one more shot at this. Not working, huh? You know what? So look, from my live streaming, I have these like very ghetto solutions. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna use the built-in mic, and we're gonna blast this speakers. So this should work. So check out this. So check out this 20-second clip. There you go. This should do it.
Is this sort of high ground here? Like, where can people focus their energy if they want skills and abilities that AI is not going to be able to replace?
My answer is my meta answer is it's always the right bet to just get good at the most powerful new tools, most capable new tools. And so when computer programming was that, you did want to become a programmer. And now that AI tools like totally change what one person can do, you want to get really good at using AI tools. And so like having a sense for how to work with ChatGPT and other things, that is the high ground. And we're not going back. Like, that's going to be part of the world. And you can use it in all sorts of ways, but getting fluent at it, I think, is really important.
There you go. Well, how about that opinion? I mean, this is what I've been preaching like all year, right? What do you guys make of this? Would you agree with this? I think it's a good point. I think I would say I think learning the basics of coding is still super valuable, but becoming fluent with natural language and asking better questions and being more concise and more precise with your language just seems like a good idea. Let me switch mics. All right, we're back to this one. But yeah, basically, do you guys share that opinion? I mean, my guess is if you watch this channel, you share that opinion, because that's kind of like the whole ethos of this. Like, let's stay on top of it rather than, stick our heads into the sand and pretend like this is not happening, because it's definitely happening. And the progress we've seen in the last 12 months, just extrapolate that into the future. And yeah, I would say it's better to stay on top of it ahead of time, right? Because everything that we see right now is the worst version of these apps, of these consumer apps that we're getting. And it's not just going in the direction of them becoming more and more capable. It's also we have more and more tools that are at our disposal, right? So like video is starting to get good, and text to 3D is starting to get good, and I just wholeheartedly agree with this opinion of, yeah, if you don't know what skill you should get good at, pick the one that is kind of emerging and that is clearly going to be a big part of the future of Western society. And to me, it's pretty clearly, maybe natural language prompting is not the one that will like carry you into the next decade, because the goal of these developers is to make it as simple as possible, as opposed to stick to manual prompting. But I think that just like no-code websites exist, just to answer kind of like the concern with like, Igor, you always talk about prompt engineering, but isn't it becoming irrelevant? I would say, we're at a pretty mature stage of the internet, I'd say, relatively to other technologies, right? And while you can build no-code websites, and while most people do, there's still value to building custom websites. I'd say the same thing with prompting, right? It's going to become really simple. There's all these, like, Midjourney is a good example. There's all these Midjourney prompt generators, but only by going in and adjusting the little details of the prompts will you get exactly what you want. But that's not what today's live stream is about, right? Today's live stream is about taking a shortcut. It's about getting to the results faster than other people in a simpler way than other people. So Paul Duncan, welcome on board. Good to have you as a member here. But basically, I'm going to catch up on comments and we're going to get right into this, okay? I'm going to show you how I customize my very own profile assistant. And then we're going to use that assistant activated inside of ChatGPT, and we're going to use the prompt factory to generate all the work that AI could do for not anyone, but exactly me today, okay? And then we're going to run those. We're going to A/B test. We're going to compare before, after, and you can judge the results. We're going to do little polls. I want to see what you hear, okay? So, prompting will stay, but hidden on backend. I think that is very fair. Exactly. Is there a way to upload a photo video into ChatGPT and have it create an Instagram caption in your voice based on this photo video? Absolutely. And actually, if you follow today's workflow, if you set up a GPT with your very own custom profile assistant, and then you use vision to upload an image of your image, then you can let it generate in your own voice. I'll show you how to do that today, actually. So, all right. Good. Any other questions here? Just want to make sure I don't overlook anything. We're a nice little cozy round here, so I'm able to answer everything. Yeah, Aditya, the answer to your question is that's a little more advanced. I don't think you can do that in Zapier. The easiest way to do it is Replit. Like, you can just self-host a script on Replit and get an API endpoint there. That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, especially for cyber security. Danny Boy, that's a great comment. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Could I use reinforcement learning through Lambda Labs for it? After using your own GPT? I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Maybe someone in chat can. Okay. Thanks for some of the compliments in here. You guys are super nice. All right. Let's get into this. No more time to waste. In usual AI advantage fashion, let's waste no time. Let's get right into this. And let's go through this step by step. So, what's the plan? The plan is this. We're going to follow the 3-step system that you can view here once again. Again, this is the DALL-E generation. I kind of like using that. That's cool. It's authentic. Step 1, we're going to pick an assistant, but we're not just going to pick an assistant. We're going to pick a custom assistant that I customized over the past weeks, months, okay? Second, we're gonna set him up inside of ChatGPT. That's gonna be quite simple. We did that multiple times before. Everybody around here knows how to do it. Step 3, we're gonna let AI do the work, but as a part of the step, we're gonna first identify all the work that AI can do for me, my custom assistant. So let's get into this. How do we go about it? Well, step 1, picking the assistant. Usually you would go into the Notion template. You would, either open up the business blueprint, which, it is Cyber Monday. It is. So I have to point out that it is on sale. But there is also a free version of this, which is perfectly fine and does everything you need. This just gives you the library of, 650 of these plus video materials plus a website. But in the free version, you get 10 of these. So basically, you would just go ahead and you would pick one of these. So let's say, for my job, for my particular job that we're trying to replace here, I would maybe go with digital marketing manager, maybe. But honestly, this is where kind of the product shines because, I get to go in here and I maybe get to go into the YouTubers, and then there's 100 YouTubers for me to pick. So this makes it quite simple. Maybe in here I can search for AI. There's some, wait, just do the everything search. Just search for AI. And now there you go. You have all these students up here. Wait, is there student filter enabled? Oh God, my bad. There it is. Okay, so I just search for AI, and then I can go through, and all of these assistants include the word AI, so that's too much. So then I would say YouTube. You know what? Actually, for the search, let's use the website because it's the best. So I would just say, AI, YouTube. Cool. So here I could pick something that is similar to me, right? So let's see. Maybe the AI. Professor of AI and machine learning could be an interesting starting point for kind of my own personal. Let's have a look at this briefly. So this is how it would go, and then you would kind of just like copy this over, and you'd be already like almost done with step 2. But what this is about is the custom approach, right? So again, if you would want to go with the custom approach, you could take this and start customizing it for yourself. But I've already done that. This is the one thing that I've already done for the preparation of the stream, and not just for the preparation. I've done it because I use this all the time. Matter of fact, it's my default preset inside of custom instructions. 80% of the time I use ChatGPT. Now with GPTs, my usage changed, but basically I've already done it. Okay, so how do you customize these? Well, that's a longer discussion. I mean, we have some time here, but basically you got to know there's 12 building blocks here and 12 building blocks here. And you can mix and match these either from various assistants into one, or you take these and make them more specific. So the direction you want to take them is you always want to make them more pointy, more specific, okay? You don't want to make them broader. You want to make them more concrete to a certain use case. So let's have a look at this professor. How would this look if I would be customizing the professor? Okay, I'm going to stop scrolling. I'll make this as simple as possible for you guys. But basically you can see you have profession role, current projects, challenges, values and principles, and many more like this. And then you simply go one by one. Probably the most important ones are like up here. Like if you customize the profession, the values, the goal, and the projects you're working on, you're on a good track already. But basically here, if I look at this, I'm focused on equipping students for the AI field with constantly updating our curriculum based on emerging research. So, this for me personally wouldn't be too relevant because, as an AI YouTuber, let's say, if that's, I really don't like that term. But, let's say a generative AI content creator, I don't really have a fixed curriculum outside of the course. So, this wouldn't be too relevant for me. So maybe I would delete this whole thing and I would kind of turn it into more. And this is where the one I prepared, into something like this. I'm creating tutorials and guides on generative AI tools like prompt engineering while building an online community of AI enthusiasts. All right. So that's way more accurate to me, right? So this is what you would want to arrive at. Now, how do we do that step by step? Well, there's no like, you gotta make it a little custom to yourself, right? You're gonna need to spend some time making this your very own, because while there is like automatic ways to do it, and yes, while we do have a generator that can come up with these presets, right? Like obviously we're creating like hundreds, like thousands of them, and there's a lot of like quality control and work involved with it, and like arriving at this point and picking out which ones to pick. There's a lot of decisions, right? But while there is a way to prompt it, you gotta customize. You gotta put in that. We're not at the point where you just tell AGI like, please like craft the optimal profile for me, and like we're not at the point of Jarvis, right? So you gotta put in a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, and I think the effort here pays off more than effort in any other like part of crafting prompts, I would argue, and using ChatGPT. Because if you get this right, you'll see throughout the stream, if you stick around, you'll see all the possibilities that this opens up. This doesn't just open up a custom GPT or a custom assistant in any other large language model. It also opens up the possibility to, first of all, expand on this whenever you want, but also to generate all the tasks that are just right for you, right? So if I go in and I run the prompt generator, if I ran the prompt generator on the professor, I would get professor related tasks. So professor might be a good starting point, but we want to arrive at this. All right, so back on track. Step 1, pick an assistant, right? Custom step 1, pick an assistant and then customize it to really fit yourself. So that's what I did here, okay? We're not going to spend it probably takes some time, right? This is not like a 2-minute task to go through this. I mean, it's 24 things that you have to customize, right? Out of those, you could maybe ignore like a half of them because some of them are quite generic or could apply to you. But the other half, I would recommend you go in and, you sleep over it and customize it really to your own needs. This is where you need some prompt engineering skills. That's why there's almost 100 videos on this channel that kind of like, most of them teach prompting, right? Half of them, I would say. That's why we've been going through all this, because you get to a point like this where you're like, okay, I want a customized profile for all the AI models I'm using. And then it's like, oh yeah, but you need a little bit of like understanding of semantics and specificity, and you need clarity in your writing, and you need the ability to evaluate what kind of context is relevant. Basically, you need to write some custom stuff. I've already done that here. So we're going to be using that starting point, saving ourselves some time. The product has 7 videos. Several of those teach you how to customize this, give you some tips and tricks on how to go through a customization process. But basically, what you want to arrive at is this. This is kind of like, look how simple it is, right? I'm not writing like an essay in each one of these points. And I love that we're getting like some detailed like input here. It would be great if some of the moderators could answer some of these questions. Daniel, you have been doing a fantastic job of helping people here. All right. Hey, Niklas, good to have you around, man. You've been around since like January, right? Like, am I wrong? Thank you. Much appreciated. Good to have you in the course, man. Tony, yes, so these are available in a template format, but like how can I cannot include, like Igor, the AI YouTuber that has AI advantage and does these products and these live events and whatever. It's like, that's too specific, right? We wouldn't, like, now we're going to upgrade the product to like 1,000 assistants, but in that case, we would need like 7 billion assistants, right? Which is not feasible. So you'll have to do some customizing. But if you do that, okay? So that's a if. But if you do that, let me show you what you can do, okay? Because now we get to bring everything that we learned together. So let me put this in the left part of the screen. Let me open up ChatGPT, put it like so. Beautiful. All right. So what are we able to do now? Well, we're able to bring everything that we learned so far together. So if I open up the business blueprint, or like, let's work with the free templates so everybody can easily follow along here. So free templates, you have the prompt factory here, right? I'll just copy this out, paste this into ChatGPT. Now you will notice that, and sorry if I go too fast, but hey, I said this is gonna be a bit advanced, huh? So if you go to the bottom of the prompt factory, you're gonna see that the 24 building blocks are the last building block of this entire prompt, okay? They're the last section. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna delete these. Just gonna find the exact point where that happens. Profession role is always the first one. All right, so I'm gonna delete these. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy paste my custom ones, right? So very simple. Just gonna copy that like so. And also, yeah, let's just do that. I'm gonna copy paste them in here. Nice. So now we switched it out. So as mentioned yesterday, the prompt factory is set up in a way where everything above this point, everything above these preferences, right here, profession role, everything above this always remains the same. This is crafted to work with this 24 building block system that we established here, okay? So again, what did we do? We matched this top part of the prompt with my personalized custom instructions. Jokingly, internally, we always name these custom instructions. Basically, the name originated from this custom instructions feature here, which, yeah, I always have something in there. I use them, still use them all the time. Point being, we combine the prompt generator with your custom assistant, right? Which is this right here. And then we can go ahead and we can run this, right? And what you're gonna get now is you're gonna get 30 custom outputs. You're gonna get 30 custom prompts that are useful to you, that are useful to me, the Igor, the AI YouTuber, right? Not to a professor of prompt engineering, not to a YouTuber that does AI product reviews. No, this is all custom tailored to me because we did that over time. I'm deeply interested in the nuances of ChatGPT and its advancements. Yep, exactly right. That's like my specific interest that I'm kind of following with this channel, right? I'm creating tutorials and guides on generative AI tools like prompt engineering while building an online community of AI enthusiasts. That's exactly what we're doing. This is like the essence of what we're doing, right? Creating tutorials and guides on generative AI tools, not machine learning tools. It's Gen AI that we're covering here. All these things. Fluent in English. I didn't include my other languages here because it's irrelevant, right? That's why I didn't. I'm inclined towards informative content blended with hands-on demonstrations of AI tools. Exactly. I always do hands-on demos. So like all of these things, as you can see, they're like highly relevant, right? And if you do that, you're going to be able to get to a point where you get all the prompts that would be useful to you, right? Let's just continue generating. So basically, I would do this kind of in advance, in preparation, but you could also do this in step 3. Like formally, this would fall under step 3. But we're gonna go for the whole thing here, right? So if you have that free, the free ChatGPT advantage, right? Then I'm just gonna duplicate it here. And I'm gonna show you kind of the full workflow, how you would want to use this, right? We're gonna bring everything together. Yeah, Dante, you could totally ask ChatGPT, what to do next and how to customize it. For sure. There's a lot of AI enhanced ways to do it. But basically, look, you're looking for 1-sentence descriptions to like very specific questions like, Igor, what are your current projects and goals, right? You should be able to answer that in like a sentence. Like, I think, Okay. So once this is finished duplicating, I'm going to show you everything A to Z, okay? Literally how I use it. Okay, until that copies, we can go ahead and we can review some of these and see what's useful. So again, super subjective. Let's see. Enhanced video scripts. Let's read this. Perfect. Amazing prompt right there. Right? Like this is really useful to me. Create AI tutorials. Design a step-by-step tutorial for creating prompts for ChatGPT focusing on, and then you just pick the use case. Amazing. Include screenshots, examples, and common pitfalls to avoid. Interesting. So I think the screenshots would prompt DALL-E, which I might want to remove, but Otherwise, that's really good. Innovate community challenges. Suggest a community challenge related to generative AI. That's really good. That's a good brainstorming one. Can you create a comprehensive 4-week curriculum for learning advanced prompt engineering ChatGPT? Great. So as you can see, like all of these are actually like, this is my genuine reaction. It's like none of this has been like just generated as live, right? These are all really good. Expand knowledge bases. And its impact on content creation. Okay, that's interesting. Not too big of a fan of this one, actually. Okay. There you go. Workshop design, building toolkits, crafting interview questions. Like this is all the type of stuff that I do as a part of my job, right? I have to understand my audience. I have to develop like product roadmaps and tutorials and resources. This is actually really good. I really like this one. Okay, so how would we handle this in practice? So let me show you. So here I just duplicated a copy of the free template we have. I'm just gonna call this Igor's ChatGPT Advantage. Nice, and this is what we're gonna be working out of today. So, just add this to favorites, have it in here. All right, so what is one thing that I would wanna do? Well, one thing is I would want to go to this everything tab. I will just press say new, and then I would copy my custom instructions in here, right? So this is the assistant part of the template. So somewhere in here, custom instructions number 1, paste, and then custom instructions number 2, paste, right? Done. So that's beautiful. Prompt factory I could customize. I don't need to. Description I don't need right now. Matching prompts. Actually, matching prompts, I could just quickly do this and kind of have something in there, right? Nice. Not bad. And yeah, basically, as you can see, this is what we did. We did the work for you with every single one of these. We pre-generated everything. We inserted the matching prompts. And then we also had a transformer work this into a GPT. But, like a transformation prompt. But what we want to do here next is we want to pick some of the useful ones, right? And this is where the second part of the template comes in. This prompt organizer, I still use it. I think I released this in like February or March or something. I still use this all the time. This is where I store all my prompts. I don't have 20 places where I store them. I have one. It's really great. But basically what you can do here is this is just, you have the whole, you have this whole template freely available. So you can just go ahead and you can, for example, this first one I really liked. So I would just insert the prompt here. And then also, we crafted this to work super well together. So you can have the title right there. So super cool. So this one is stored forever. I also really like this. Which one was it? Yeah, I really like this one. AI toolkits. So we're gonna take that and save it in here. It's just a good way to organize, right? And then this is in my favorites, and I can access it at any time super fast. I think there was one more that I really, really liked here. It was where was it? It was something related to resources, I think. Curate AI resources. This one, I really like this one. And we're gonna just do a fourth one. So we have all 4. Oh no, actually 3 is gonna be good enough for what I'm planning here. Yes, that's good. Okay. All right. Some good questions here. Good discussion in the chat, Your enthusiasm is like a wild techno party. It's infectious and makes everybody want to join the rave. Hell yeah, man. This is one hell of a rave. We've been using more and more drum bass music in the YouTube videos. I don't know if anybody noticed, but yeah, it's turning into a bit of a rave. All right, so now exactly, Neo Nomad, super clean. We have it stored right in here, right? So now I found 3 prompts that are really useful to me. I could go on here, but I think you get the point. I mean, this is kind of a cool one. I want to see what that comes up with. Okay, so now we have 4 prompts. How it works. But basically, yeah, you just have to use your very own taste to kind of pick the ones that work for you. All right, very nice. So now that we have this out of the way, now we have, now we don't need the prompt factor anymore, right? Because we identified like all the work that we want to get done with this. But now we get to the next point. And the next point is, how do we actually use these prompts? Well, if we return to our guiding, our North Star today, which is this like 3-step DALL-E generated graphic, right? Step 1, we picked an assistant and we customized it. Like that's done, right? That's basically set up. Step 2, we set it up inside of ChatGPT. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do now. There's really 2 ways to do this, okay? One of them is the free version. You can just use custom instructions. So you go in here and I'll just replace this and this. And as I have it all here, look, I just hit copy on, wait, I need to name this Igor's, well, Igor AI. I don't know. Let's just call it Igor AI. I don't know. Let's copy the first part, paste, copy the second part, paste. Okay, so this one is a bit long. Is this the, okay. So you can always like delete one of the building blocks. Can remove the language reference like so. All right, so there we go. Just gonna paste this back in here to have a clean version. And now you say save. And now you basically set ChatGPT up to give you like custom answers, right? But I created this tutorial back in August showing you how to do this. And now I could just go ahead and manually run the prompts, right? This is like kind of the manual way. All right, so let's go to the prompts. And now I can go to something like build, create AI resources, and I can run it in here. And this is kind of the first checkpoint where we need to compare and where we need to like kind of ask the question of, is this even worth it? Is this even like worth the effort? Why should I be bothering with, custom instructions and customizing kind of my own preset and running the prompt factory and doing all the steps? Like, why should I even bother, right? Well, the answer is because the answers are more relevant, right? So let's say you have the same prompt, but you run it without custom instructions once and with another time, right? So we're just got, okay, it just this like timed out. There was a network error and the chat disconnected for a second. Okay. Okay, so we'll just regenerate this. But basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a little A/B test here, okay? So I'm gonna open up ChatGPT on the right, ChatGPT on the left. We're gonna run the same prompt and we're gonna have a little poll on what's better. And see, this is just using custom instructions, right? But essentially they do very similar things to the GPTs. With GPTs, you have the knowledge base that does RAG and you have the actions that connects to API endpoint. It's just like using a plugin. But here you already have the multimodal capabilities. So the main difference is kind of the context we're giving it from the custom instructions. Okay. All right, so still generating. Perfect, that looks good. So now in the second chat, we're gonna do the same thing, right? We're gonna make it fair. We're gonna also use GPT-4, not 3.5, but we're gonna turn off the custom instructions, right? All right, run the same prompt, and then we're gonna compare. And this is the whole point. Like, this is literally, guys, you could give me like any one of those prompts. You could give me any one of the 650 professions. I'm ready to do this process in front of you, live, unprepared. That's how much I believe in this, that it actually makes a difference in the outputs. Because it does most of the time. Not every single time. Never said that. Most of the time it does. And especially, yeah, we'll just see. We'll just like, no need to argue over something that you can just kind of prove. So let's see. This to me, let's see. So the prompt is, can you compile a list of must-read books? Articles and papers for someone deeply interested in generative AI and ChatGPT categorized by beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. Okay, super cool prompt right there. I really enjoy that. And again, like zero creativity needed. Well, you do have to customize the assistant, right? Okay, so let's just analyze this step by step. So the intro, generative, someone deeply interested in generative AI, it got it right on both parts because it's a good prompt. Especially considering your deep involvement and expertise in this field. Okay, here it doesn't acknowledge that, but that's no real interest in quality, right? So in a second here, I'll poll everybody. So I want you to pay close attention, okay? Everybody pay close attention to what the differences are. And I want you to like generally vote, like which one is better, right? Because like my whole argument is this system is like worth doing because this result is supposed to be better, right? Might not be every time, but that's why we're here. That's why we're here testing it live. So let's see. Beginner level. Books. Let's get into it. So, Artificial Intelligence, A Guide for Thinking Humans by Melanie Mitchell. Thinking Humans, same recommendation. Provides a layman-friendly introduction to AI and its implications, an accessible introduction to the concepts. It's basically the same answer so far, right? Okay, Life 3.0. All right, Being Human in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, same answer. Explores the future of AI and its impact on the human condition. Future of... essentially the same, right? Okay, so this was identical so far. Articles. Understanding machine learning from theory to algorithms. A primer on machine learning fundamentals. What do we have over here? A clear... I just like briefly want to make sure that the... Right, we'll get right back to it. No, it's fine. It's fine, it worked. It worked. Okay, articles. What is generative AI by IBM Cloud? A clear, concise. Oh, actually, here I would say this might be even better because we're asking for generative AI, not like machine learning research or like understanding machine learning. I would argue that generative AI is more of a consumer face. It's the consumer facing part of the technology. So here, actually, the raw GPT-4 got a better answer, right? Okay. Next up, understanding chatbots by Chatbots Magazine. Here it's OpenAI blog posts. Ooh, but on this one, yeah, definitely OpenAI blog posts are some of the, like, when you're talking, we asked for generative AI and ChatGPT, right? OpenAI blog posts, triple A resource when it comes to, where is it? Sorry, I got a little lost in it. I need to stop scrolling. I'll be hands off now. We'll just compare step by step, right? So here I would say, first point goes to the raw result. Second point goes into the blog post. So it's kind of like equal on the articles. Let's move on to papers, beginner papers. Attention is all you need. Obviously, the original Transformer paper, that is kind of a must on here. Yep, it got it 2 over here. Perfect. What's up next? OpenAI's original ChatGPT paper, GPT-3 language models are few-shot learners. I would say equal on these, probably ChatGPT paper is more relevant if we told it to generate a curriculum for ChatGPT learners than GPT-3. Overall, I would say this beginner area, totally equal. Doesn't matter if you have the custom instructions or not. Okay, let's move on. Intermediate. Books. Okay, deep learning, and let's go a little faster here. Deep learning, speech and language processing, deep learning, natural language processing. Insights into natural language processing, crucial for ChatGPT. NLP. Okay, so here, slight, 1 point for Gryffindor over here, or 10 points or whatever. Because it does reference ChatGPT, and I do enjoy that. Rather than this being generic, but okay, not a major difference, right? The Transformer family, survey and contextual embeddings. Okay, so here it takes different articles. Deeper dive into GPT-3. At this point, I would say they score equal, no real difference. What about this one? BERT and GPT-2 language models are unsupervised multitask learners. Same, right? Okay, so let's look at advanced level. So also intermediate was the same. For those with a solid foundation, the book of why, pattern recognition, artificial intelligence foundations, reinforcement learning and introduction, AI theory and practice. This doesn't seem too relevant to Gen AI, right? Neither does this. We're advanced here, so that's fair. Okay. Yeah, I think this one wins though, because reinforcement learning and introduction, this is, you want to understand RLHF to get a better understanding of ChatGPT. So I think this is a better recommendation than pattern recognition and machine learning. Really subjective. I would say, equal. So far, like equal. Okay, articles. Technical blog posts and postmortems by AI research teams. That's a cool idea. But a little more vague, right? It's not specific. Here it gives you like specific articles. Okay, NLP. Again, kind of hard to judge if you haven't read these articles, right? Okay, so there you go. So that was all equal, I would say, so far, right? No like outstanding quality with this one. Papers. Again, 2 papers. I think this one might be a little more, the GPT-3 paper might seems to me a little more relevant. Again, I didn't read most of these. Some of them I have. Not all of them though. Okay, I would say all things, everything up here above this is kind of equal, right? So what we get extra here is if we have this, the custom instructions enabled, is the additional resources. Attend conferences, workshops, online courses, AI research blogs. Okay. Honestly, all things considered, these two match up pretty equally. This was not night and day. I would say both of them did a great job in actually executing this. And in this case, I would say, match point to both, like 1-1. Let's do another one though, right? So let's do a new chat. Let's make sure custom instructions are enabled. And let's run another prompt. And this is why I wanted to, demo it live. I'm not saying this is like night and day in every single use case. I'm just saying like, if the sample size is large enough, aka if you like even try 2 or 3, you should see the difference every time. And that's what we're gonna do here. So I'm gonna create another one. Let's do enhance video scripts, okay? So let's post it in here. That explains, let's say, the ChatGPT code interpreter in a manner that's understandable to beginners, but also engaging for advanced users. Include key points, a brief intro, and a call to action at the end. Perfect. So this is a really great prompt. Let's run this in. Let's see. New chat. Let's run this in here. And then once it's done, we're going to run it over here. And we're going to compare. So yeah, I would say for the first one, 1-1, right? Same kind of result with the custom instructions. I mean, sure, we haven't entered the territory of, creating a GPT and uploading your own files to it. But that was actually a really good result by like a classic GPT-4. Yeah, that's true. Beginner resources are pretty standard. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Generated this. Let's see. We're going to judge this harshly because it's, this is my domain. Video creation. And then we're going to do the second one. I just want to make 100% sure that the custom instructions are off here. Good. They're off. Send this. Nice. So let's start reviewing this already while it generates. Okay. Okay, that's just a brief intro. Whatever. Let's start. Title. Unlocking the secrets of ChatGPT's code interpreter. A guide for all levels. Essentially the same in both, right? Okay. Hello, tech enthusiasts. Welcome back to the AI Advantage. Today we're giving, I didn't give it the name in the custom instructions. See, so this is something where I could go back and I would be like, related technologies, content creator with a channel named the AI Advantage. So, and now if I had this little customization, it would actually fill in this field. Matter of fact, I kind of want to do, maybe we can do it afterwards. I'm not gonna interrupt the flow here. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of ChatGPT's Code Interpreter, a tool that's changing how we interact with AI. Whether you're just starting out, you're a seasoned coder, this video has something for everyone. So let's get started. Okay, so let's compare the first part. Hello and welcome to your channel name. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of ChatGPT's Code Interpreter, a tool that's transforming how we interact with AI and coding. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned coder, this video is for you. Let's explore how ChatGPT can enhance your coding experience. All right, so I would say the intro here is, slightly better because it like concretely addresses our target audience, but not a big change yet. Let's move on. Voiceover. First, let's understand what ChatGPT's Code Interpreter is. It's a feature within the ChatGPT model that allows it to understand and execute programming code. This means ChatGPT can not only talk about coding concepts, but also run code in real time. That is accurate. First, let's understand what code. Write code in various programming languages. This isn't just generic text. It's about understanding logic and syntax in a way that's meaningful to us all developers. And here you are. Here we arrived at the first checkpoint where I kind of need to slam the brakes and address this. Because this is exactly it, right? If I run this prompt in here and I tell it to explain ChatGPT Code Interpreter in a manner that is understandable to beginners, it doesn't have any context on what kind of beginners we're talking to, right? Whereas here, it knows our audience. It knows what we're looking for. We're not looking to speak to beginner coders. We're looking to speak to beginner Gen AI users, right? It's a big difference. And this channel has not been a hub for, intermediate to advanced coding at all. I created, I think, 4 basic videos showing you how to build either chatbots or how to start building chatbots in Python. But this is so much more relevant to my target audience and to my point. And instead of having to go back here and re-prompt it to adjust it to my audience, it just does it automatically. So this is the first sign. And I think this is actually a big deal because look, here it actually addresses, it's about understanding logic and syntax, right? It's using, most non-coders don't even know what syntax is, right? In a way that it's meaningful to us developers, right? And here it kind of knows that my target audience is not developers. This means ChatGPT can not only talk about coding concepts, but also run code in real time. So this is a major difference. And this is just so much better, right? Okay, on-screen examples. Hello world in different programming languages, explained by, of code interpreted and explained by ChatGPT. I actually like this one way more too, right? Showing hello world in different programming languages. The thing is, Code Interpreter can only run Python, right? So maybe that wouldn't be possible. But I think this is a great idea, actually. So while that's not 100% feasible, I think printing a hello world with the Code Interpreter would be a great way to kind of intro it. That's a good idea. Okay, so this one clearly, wins on this side. Let's move on. Exploring capabilities. Host on screen, screen recording. So here we enter the problem that ChatGPT itself doesn't know the capabilities of Code Interpreter. So it can only run Python, right? But this is right. This is right. I'm not sure about machine learning. I don't think so. Can you run PyTorch in Code Interpreter? I don't know. Anyway, if you're new to coding, ChatGPT can be an invaluable tool. Okay, and we'll spend about another 2 minutes on this, and then we'll move on, okay? We'll move on to using GPTs. We'll move on to crafting. We'll move on to using this with GPTs. and then we'll move on to other quality evaluations. But basically, I think debug basic errors. Again, this is like this developer focus, right? On-screen demos demonstrate a variety of tasks, like solving a math problem, creating a simple web app. Asking ChatGPT to explain a concept like variables in Python. So this is just, again, this just wins like every time, because this is exactly what I would want in my video. Whereas this, not so much, right? Because I don't have the coding audience. And that's the power of these. It's just like a preset that communicates things, so you don't have to communicate it every single time. Okay. And then advanced features, let's just look into this part. Maybe let's just look at the conclusion here, finally, because like 2 paragraphs in a row were better in this one. Okay, host on screen. ChatGPT is a game changer for developers at all levels. It's about making coding more accessible. Okay, we've just scratched the surface. Yep, this is also way more my voice than this is, right? Yep. And there's a call to action. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. Yeah, if you find this stream helpful, give it a like, right? Let's do that. But yeah, basically, you know, I don't think we even have to poll. Like, this is just so much more relevant to what I'm doing with my YouTube channel and with my tasks that I'm looking to tackle in a given day than this, right? And it's because of the power of the custom instructions. All right, so point has been made. It took 2 examples to do it. Basically, in my experience, it's like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 cases. You're going to get way better results with like the custom profile, not 10 out of 10, right? Cool. So now that we established this, let's move on and let's kind of flesh out this workflow. So this far, what did we cover, right? So let's do a little recap because we actually covered a lot of ground already. First of all, I showed you how to, like why you would want to customize Assistant to yourself. In short, you know, you can build upon that infinitely into the future. You can use it in other large language models. When a new feature comes out, you just adapt it for the new feature. You don't have to go from scratch. So basically, you know, you craft your custom profile once and then you can use it. What can you use it for? Beyond giving it context to get better prompt results like we just showed you. You can also run specialty prompts like the prompt factory to give you all the tasks that AI can do for you today. Actionable prompts that are feasible, right? And that also like incorporate the multimodal features of ChatGPT today. So absolutely amazing. We just did this for like 2 of them, and then we showed you how to use the profile to actually up the quality of your results. But how do you go further with this? How do you take this to the next level? Well, you do that by using some of the more advanced features inside of ChatGPT. So what I'm going to briefly do here is I'm just going to take these custom instructions. Wait, I just need a little bit of setup here. And I'm going to run them through a GPT generator that we include in the business blueprint. It's basically just a prompt that transforms these custom instructions into instructions for Assistant as the GPT feature likes to receive them. And I'll just quickly run that. 1 second. Or more like 20 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to set up our custom GPT. And we're going to start talking about what kind of knowledge you want to upload to it. We're going to start talking about how you would want to use this in your everyday workflow. And I'm going to show you kind of this cool thing that we touched on yesterday, where you include the prompt generator into the prompt presets. So anytime you go in, you can just, no, actually, I'm just going to have some water. You can just generate more. Let's see what's up with chat over here. A true test would be to use a different ChatGPT account. I believe it doesn't make a difference, right? But you could totally do that. So, you know, you can just take the prompt I ran and try it in your own, and then you can stop the screen and compare, right? So, 1 sec, we can do that in a second here. What are some of these comments? I like it. No, to work with 3.5. I often think 3.5 is smoking some high quality. Yeah. Yeah, 3.5 quality is questionable. I agree. 4 is really the way to go. I mean, it's if you're doing professional, if you're actually using it for your work, I think. I always see this, like people asking me like when is GPT-4 worth it? Should I get ChatGPT Plus? I always say like if you can use it more than twice a week for your work, it's already worth it. Right? I guess it depends on your hourly rate, right? But I think it's so easy to find use cases for it to save you like 1 or 2 hours a week. It's so easy, right? And then that's weekly, right? So plus you're learning, you're adapting to this technology. So it's like I think it's one of the best $20 investments you could make these days. If you like, if your job is knowledge work. Okay. Okay, cool. So basically, what I did here is I used the custom instructions. And again, you can like, in the business blueprint, we give you the prompt that also like transforms the custom instructions into a GPT, right? This is just the first version of it. But basically, this is it right here. So I'm just going to copy this. And there you go. Just another use case for how you can use this assistant, these custom instructions to generate something else. So we're going to create a GPT here and we're going to customize it a little bit, okay? I'm going to go to configure as per usual, Igor's YouTube assistant. And then we're going to have some fun with this, okay? So we're going to, I don't know, we're going to use DALL-E. Let's see what it comes up with. This is the ego replacement. That's what we're going to call this, okay? Okay, what are the conversation starters for the ego replacement? Well, that shouldn't be too hard, right? Igor's ChatGPT advantage. We pre-saved some prompts that we already liked here. So, there you go. This is the ego replacement. Okay, I'll take it. We're going to have one that enhances video scripts. Perfect. We're going to have one that builds AI toolkits. All right. We're going to have one that curates AI resources. Or actually, no, we're going to have one that integrates AI tools. And last but not least, we are going to have one that is essentially the prompt factory. So here we're just going to paste it here. As I showed you, we're going to delete this last part. And then as I showed you, we're going to paste in the first part of the custom instructions. There you go. And then the second part. Perfect. So now we could just copy this whole prompt factory thing, just slap it in here. And already we have a basic version of the Igor replacement GPT, right? That was pretty fast, right? So this would be step 2, right? Remember our little graph so we don't get lost here? This was step 2. This was setting it up inside of ChatGPT. So now we're basically set up. Now the question presents itself. What else could we expand this with, right? Because there's more options here. What kind of knowledge base do we want? What capabilities do we want? What actions do we want? So again, there's going to be content on actions soon. But really they're just plugins. They're just plugins, but now you can like self-host them on, Google Cloud, AWS, or the easiest way to do it is actually Replit. You just self-host scripts and link them in here. We're going to skip over that today. More content on that soonish. But basically about these two. So web browsing we want in here. DALL-E, maybe. I always just leave them on. You can always turn them off later. But the big question is what files would be relevant to Igor's assistant here? Well. Remember yesterday where we kind of went in and we gave it YouTube data? We're going to do that again. So right here, you have the table data. And there you go. This is some of my YouTube analytics data from the last month. So you have the views, you have the watch time, you have the click-through rates, you have the impressions, all that. And we're going to provide it with all this. And then that is one piece of context we're adding on top of all the context in here, right? because this can only do so much with natural language. We also wanted to have some data to go back on and to make more educated decisions upon, right? And then if I say, so already we're at a very good point here, right? We have 3 prompts plus a prompt generator. So all super useful tasks that this could do for me on a regular basis. We have a detailed profile of what this can actually do for us. And we gave it some custom data here on top. But how do we take it a step further? Okay, even a step further. So let's activate this only for me. Well, you do that by knowing exactly what ChatGPT can do and using that. So just like Sam Altman pointed out in the beginning, right? Like the clip that I played, the best thing to do is to stay on top of the current thing, the next big evolution that is happening, right? Like what skill set should you build? Well, you should build the skill set that is emerging and that is probably the most valuable one in society moving forward. And that, like, if we say that's, you know, commanding large language models like ChatGPT, then it also means that you need to be aware of all the functionalities in here, right? You need to be aware of the fact. And we talked about this yesterday, and I said this like, we're getting to a point where you're not going to be able to catch up on a weekend anymore. Or in a week soon, right? It's getting more and more because now that I'm in here and I'm at this point and I have this GPT set up that knows about my YouTube videos, knows about my preferences, knows about my target audience, knows about what types of videos I create, knows how the videos performed in the last month. Plus, it has some preset prompts that I generated based on my personal preferences. So by default, they're useful. Plus, I hand selected them. So we're already at a very productive point. But how do we go even further? Well, you go even further by being aware what all of this can do, right? So what can it do? Well, it can generate images with DALL-E, right? You have a sandbox environment to run code with Code Interpreter. There's various use cases there with visualization and data analysis. You have GPT-4 and all the capabilities that come with that. Plus, you get internet browsing that is limited, but can be useful. Plus, you get image input, right? So let's use some of that knowledge, right? So maybe just starting out, let's just use the image input, right? So let's just go to YouTube. And this is a fantastic technique that you probably already know. If you follow the newsletter, we shared this a few weeks back. But basically, what we can do is, you know what? We're gonna go to a fellow YouTuber's channel. Let's go to Matt Vid Pro's channel, as he does fantastic first impressions videos on many new AI tools. So basically, he has a great little feed here of what is relevant, what is current, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a nice screenshot here, and then we're gonna upload that. So there you go. So now we're using the knowledge base with my favorite videos. We're using the custom instructions with my personal preferences. We're using prompt presets that are crafted for all that. But we're also using a fellow YouTuber's latest content to inform something very basic like, suggest free YouTube video topics. Or matter of fact, let me actually use the ones, because we always want the most brain dead way of doing this, right? We don't want to do needless work, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back, and this is the power of the Notion template where you kind of like save all of it, right? So I'm gonna just open this up. Oh, that's not great. There you go. That's way better. Matching prompts. This is what I wanted. All right. Not bad. So here I'm going to pick out idea generation type of prompt. So let's see. Let's find something that would help us in brainstorming more videos. Okay. AI discussions. And I'm just reading the titles here, right? That's the quickest way to browse this. Build AI toolkits, AI workshops. Revise tutorials, create AI guides. Ooh, I like this one. This one we could slightly alter. Okay. Yeah, I can see this. Okay, let's try and do this. So I'm gonna paste this prompt. Write a comprehensive guide on interactive ChatGPT to create with practical examples, case studies. I'm also providing you with fellow YouTubers' recent uploads as an image. Use these as a reference for the latest available applications and trends in the generative AI space. Cool. So that right there should do the trick. There you go. And if this works, then it should be considering all the rich context we gave it, right? My own preferences, my own data, analytics data, but then also what Medved Pro covered, because he does a really good job of covering the latest news stories. I hope that it's gonna start like integrating things like, you know, AI voice changers and like 200K context Claude. It could pick up on that, right? That'll be a good one for content creation. Let's see if it does any of that. So those are some of my expectations. What else does he have here? There you go. Let's see. So let's have a look at this work. And this is how you kind of take it to the next level, right? Like you give it all the rich context and then you give it even more info. Okay, this is a good summary. A comprehensive guide. Let's see. Food Masku, hey man. How you doing? Hope you're well. Image recognition is not yet that great. Really? How do you find that? I actually find quite the opposite. I find it's like super good actually. I use it all the time. It's actually my preferred like functionality. I really like it. Best is text data. Yes, we can agree on that. But I really like the image recognition. It works for me. Let's see if it works here. ChatGPT for brainstorming. It's a good idea. For instance, AI music, OpenAI updates, AI video creation. Ooh, that's good. I feel like here it's already referencing what's in here because there was a lot of OpenAI coverage, right? OpenAI updates. So that's good. These are good and actionable recommendations already. Thumbnail text. Let's see. It's not that good with designing thumbnails. I gotta say that. Create short, impactful text for thumbnails, reflecting the video's content and enticing viewers to click. Okay, that's fair. Not a very concrete recommendation, but okay, content research. Okay, very generic. Pose hypothetical scenarios or ask for historical examples related to AI development. That's a cool idea. I might wanna screenshot that for myself. That's good. Okay, use ChatGPT to help formulate answers to complex viewer questions, especially those related to AI. Okay. Social media and promotion. Okay, so these are some good recommendations. Some of them are quite generic. Some of them are very high quality, and I actually enjoy reading them. But nothing groundbreaking here so far, I would say. Let's see, case studies. AI voice changer. AI YouTuber can use ChatGPT to outline the pros and cons of different AI voice changers and script a comparative review. Now, there you go. This is actually straight fire. Because, like, I think this is okay. Look, this is where it pulls the strings together, right? Because this latest video is on best AI voice changer. And here we're, like, prompting it to create a comprehensive guide on integrating ChatGPT into the various content creation workflows. So this is where it becomes really good. Because it just pulled in this piece of data with my learning and my teaching style, and it mixed it with the prompt that we included. And I think this recommendation is actually, see, this is like, here it literally does the brainstorming for me, right? And you've seen how brain dead this is, right? Once you, like, the only part that is not brain dead is you need to arrive at your own, like, profile. But then you just like automatically generate the prompts, you just copy paste them. You just like go on YouTube, you screenshot like another channel and like, there you go. Just give me good ideas and it does it. So this is really cool, actually. Okay, so exploring OpenAI's latest features. By discussing recent updates like GPT-4 Turbo and new ChatGPT features, a creator can use ChatGPT to draft informative segments. Yep, that's a good suggestion. A little generic though, but yeah, GPT-4 Turbo actually. It's good that it knows of that. Automated video creation. Let's see. Narrative around the impact of AI in content creation. Followed by a practical demonstration. And see, this is where it's taking the context from like the GPT that I set up here, right? From the ego replacement GPT. Because the practical demonstration, remember when we reviewed like the GPT profile? I specifically told it that I always that I like to include practical demonstrations, right? If we look into it, we would find that in there. But this is exactly, these are the little things where like your ChatGPT experience just becomes better because you have that in there. There you go. Practical examples. In a video titled LLMs Without Rules, ChatGPT could help script a discussion on the implications of using uncensored language models. That's not a bad idea, actually. That's a good idea. For content like AI text to song, ChatGPT can assist in scripting the process of converting text to music. Okay, that's good too. In video discussing AI agents, ChatGPT might be used to draft section explaining the nature of AI agents and their applications in various industries. Too early for this. It's too early in agents to do this. Maybe not though. Maybe a bit of a speculative video. But basically, look, this is actually really good. We got like 4 or 5. Like this one thing that I screenshotted was really good. Some of this idea is really good. This one is really good. I like this one. This one is interesting to think about. So there's like some actionable stuff in there. Really good. Right? Now, the comparison. So I was really happy with this, you know? When it comes to my task of brainstorming new video ideas, which is a legit like AI YouTuber kind of task, right? This was very good. Now, what happens if I turn off custom instructions and I just run this prompt inside of GPT-4? Without the context of Madvid's Pro's channel, without the context of the custom instructions, or like the custom instructions inside of the GPT, without the data of my YouTube analytics. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get and let's compare. It's not that great at contextualizing graphs into tables. Nice. Doc Rock. That's a really cool... Wow, I love that. Yeah. So like a thumbnail feedback GPT is something I'd be super interested in building. Okay, so guys, the first example was a draw. Second example was like a win for this custom approach, right? But here, what's going on? Let's see. Let's compare. It's doing some interesting stuff in here for sure. It generated an image. It's writing some code, some markdown code. So here's the cool thing. Because these prompts are pretty decent, we're getting interesting outputs too, right? Because it's telling it to give you practical examples and case studies. If you didn't prompt it with this part, if you just had like a weaker prompt, you wouldn't even be getting this. But that's actually really cool. I'm kind of positively surprised by what it's doing here. I like that. Can't wait to look into this. So let's see. Let's see and contrast this and see how useful, you know, at the end of the day, I'll have to judge how useful is this to me. You'll have to do the same for your use cases. What's up, Luke? Good to have you here, man. Glad you're done with work for today. Okay, let's analyze this. Okay, so let's just skip the intro. Okay, understanding ChatGPT, natural language processing, text generation and conversation, context. I really dislike this. I'm sorry. Like this should be. It should not be talking about natural like NLP. This should be talking about use cases, right? It should be talking about rewriting text, brainstorming, writing drafts, simulating conversations. It should be talking about writing code. It should be talking about all the ways that most people use it, right? Not about. So I'm not a fan of this first part, understanding ChatGPT. Okay, let's see what it did here. Applications in various content fields, writing and blogging. Nice. So here we have the use cases. That's good. Drafting articles, generating ideas, or creating outlines. Perfect. A blogger using ChatGPT to brainstorm and structure posts on tech topics. Good. Enhance productivity and idea generation. Okay, so that's cool. So starting the video with an overview like this is actually really great. I like this a lot. So this is basically giving more of an overview of what you can use it for, right? For graphic design, you can create design briefs and conceptual descriptions, lyric writing. It's very general, music production, video content script writing, and dialogue generation. It's very general, but this is good. I really enjoyed this segment. It did well on this, and it didn't give me that over here because it was more focused on the video workflow, which I kind of prefer. It like broke it down into the steps that go into creating a video, right? The 6 steps here. So I actually kind of prefer that. Music production. Yeah. Okay, so this is decent. That's good. That's a plus point here for sure. Integrating ChatGPT in the workflow. Define how ChatGPT complements human creativity. What? Familiarize teams with ChatGPT's functionality and best practices. Okay. Continuously refine ChatGPT's outputs based on specific needs. I mean, okay, this is like just the most generic paragraph on planet Earth. Like this is, let's pretend that didn't happen. Case studies and success stories. A digital marketing agency using ChatGPT for ad copy generation. Nice, that's a good one. An educational channel employing ChatGPT for creative. So this is all like, these are good starting points. But I think I have a conclusion here. Let's see let's just give it a fair shot. So ethical considerations. This is like all over the place, right? Advancements in AI, experimentation, provide detailed inputs to ChatGPT for better tailored outputs. Okay. So guys, here's the conclusion. Like really, it's so clear in this example. Here, the prompt is good. It's a high quality prompt, right? It asks for case studies. It asks for practical examples. That's good. You want that. But it doesn't know in what context it's operating, right? Like, who am I creating this for? Am I creating this for Igor, the AI YouTuber? Or Mathilde, the cooking enthusiast with an OnlyFans? I don't know. Like, right? There's like many different content creators out there. I don't know why Mathilde came to mind. Sorry to any Mathilde out there. But like the point is, it doesn't know, right? So it has to guess, right? But here, we set it up with all my preferences. So it doesn't have to guess. So it can go ahead and it can like break down the video creation process into 7 steps and tell me about concrete use cases that you could use it for, right? Title optimization, thumbnail text, factual checks, case studies. Like it breaks it down really well. Plus, the ideas that it generated down here are like extremely relevant, right? So we spent like 5 minutes looking at this now. I want to hear from you guys because it's always, I just make these assumptions. I say these things. Which one of these outputs is better in your opinion? Like legitimately. I want to know, which one is better? Left, custom GPT, or right, which would be just the classic GPT-4. I want to see. We're going to start a poll in here. But like, to me, these ideas are actually valuable. This is stuff I want to screenshot, I want to note down. This whole breakdown of the workflow is actually spot on. This is how you create a video. Like, that's amazing. Even putting the thumbnails ahead of the research, like, amazing, very smart. Whereas this, like, it generates an image and it gives me use cases like across the board, which is like great. I actually kind of like that, but that's not what I was looking for here, right? I was looking for a comprehensive guide. And this is a very surface level beginner guide. So there you go. And that's why I want to get better at working with these things. Because You can get results like this in every domain, right? You could employ a product developer, a copywriter. You could customize it to fit your very own needs to get results like this. And then, like, how easy is this to use? I'll just like click a button here, ego replacement, boom. And I'm like, kind of tired of the prompts that I'm running. Maybe it would be good to have 30 new ones. Boom. You just press this button and it does it. Prompt engineering and consistent contextualization definitely has value. I feel like we proved it here, at least at this point in time. 90% of the people say the custom GPT output is better. I mean, it's kind of like, I challenge the 10% to come onto this live stream and to argue that the other one is better. It's just a no-brainer, right? So here I press the button and it's creating 30 new prompts. So whenever I get stuck and I need new tasks for myself to do with AI, or maybe a new model comes out, or maybe a new app comes out. Maybe I watch the latest Matt Wolf video and I'm like, oh shit, that tool is amazing. I want to try it out. Just go in here, generate 30 prompts, and I can instantly gain inspiration for what use cases I could activate myself. I could use for myself. And this is it, guys. This is how I use this stuff. There's no like black magic in the background where I'm like, ooh, we put on our dark robes and we light up candles and we start like writing prompts and we extend them and then we like pass them around and everybody like adds their own token and whatever the heck. Like people think that this like that prompt engineering is some kind of like dark magic. It's not. Like it's literally this. Like set up a profile that works for you. Like at least I think we managed to simplify it here, right? Set up a profile that works for you with the 24 building blocks and the custom instructions, right? Again, going back to this thing. Like either pick an assistant preset or customize the assistant to fit exactly your needs. Then set it up inside of GPT, like as a GPT or as custom instructions. That's easy enough. All you have to do is copy paste. I think you'll manage. And step 3, use the prompt factory to discover new work that it can do for you and then just like run it with the preset you did it in advance. That's it. Like that's a pretty brain dead approach if you ask me. And the results you can get from it are significant. Like this is what I use. Like if I'm out of ideas, I'm going to go ahead. I generate some new prompts. I take some of them and I run it through my own GPT and I see what it comes up with. And I'm actually talking to a qualified assistant as opposed to one that has no context at all. Because I made sure that in advance it has all the context it needs. So that is really it. And look, I'm not gonna keep banging the table about this like every day. This is how you do it. You're here, you're listening to this. Make of it what you will. Use it, discard it, forget about it, do whatever you want. But my recommendation would be that if you have a profile for yourself now, any other large language model that comes out, any ChatGPT update, this stuff is transferable. You have to define your role properly like this once. You might adjust it over time, right? Sure, custom instructions want a bit of a different format than GPTs. But guess what? I'm here for you. I'll help you adapt. I'll help you get to the next level. And basically, we open sourced this whole thing. Now, look, yes, it is Cyber Monday. And yes, we do have a sale. And yes, we do have products that help you do this, right? That make it easier to do this. But you have the whole thing. You have all the knowledge now. I showed you the full workflow. I gave you the full template. Well, not the full template. I gave you the template. And if you want, you can go ahead and you can purchase the business blueprint at a discounted price now. It has 650 of these presets, including the pre-generated prompts, including the pre-generated prompt factories. So all you need to do is copy paste, including 650 different personalities, characters, personas. Oh my God, I'm getting confused already. If you check out the website we made for it, I even went ahead and made a website for it. It's absolutely amazing. It's a part of the business blueprint. If you buy the smaller packs, you don't get this website. But basically, you can filter through all these categories, right? You can go through all of this. You can pick your favorite assistant like so. It's right there. You can copy paste everything from here. The tools are here. The tutorial videos are up here. I created a little mini course teaching everything that I'm kind of doing live and even more in here. You can suggest more in here. We're updating this to 1,000. So if you buy the business blueprint, you purchased like the 1,000 that is coming out in December. Here you still have a chance to suggest characters or assistants that you would want in there. So they might just be in there. You can switch it to light mode. I don't know. That's the ultimate feature. No, the ultimate feature is you can search it. So it's, that's it. Like I'm not, there you go. It's out there. You know of it now. There's a sale on it now. You can get it. I'm not going to keep creating videos just around this. This is the framework we came up with. I think it's the ultimate way, user-friendly way to use ChatGPT to get like actual results. And I really believe in it. And that's why I just did a 1 hour 40 long live stream where actually on the first attempt of just spontaneously trying it, the result was equally as good as vanilla GPT. But on the second one, it was way better. And on the third one, it wasn't even close. So I would say, this approach wins it. If you have any other suggestions to how differently you could prompt it in a way that is simpler and intuitive, I don't think super prompts are the answer, personally. That's a separate discussion, but I think they're good. But basically, that is it. And if you want to go even further than that, well, that's where we have the course. I just have to point that out. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a live lecture for the course members, just like this. It's going to be 1 hour, where I'm going to be teaching you how to generate assistants like this that we have in the business blueprint with a custom generator. Now, the reason that's in the course is because that does take a little bit of prompt engineering. There's a few steps involved, and you kind of really need the prerequisites that the course teaches. It teaches prompt engineering from the ground up. So if you know nothing about it, the course picks you up at 0. It builds you up. It explains use cases. It takes a 1-line prompt and we expand it into a multi-line prompt. You learn the entire process behind that. Then you get a template full of presets. And then for the advanced folks, there's we're going to have 12 events throughout the next 12 months, 3 months. We're going to have weekly events, sometimes 2 a week, sometimes a week off. But basically, we're going to have weekly events for the next 3 months. That's a part of the course. You get the GPT generator. And that's basically all I got. That's basically all I got. If there's not much more to talk about. If you have questions, I'm here to answer them. But for me, it's back to learning new techniques. We kind of unlock this and productize this. It's out there. You know how to use it. We open sourced much of it. And yeah, now it's time to explore new AI tools and to teach you how to use those. Because this part of the puzzle, I feel like we've really solved. The business blueprint kind of encapsulates this 3-step system. And matter of fact, heck, for just being an AI enthusiast that is out here just messing with this stuff all day, every day, I think that 3-step system is pretty badass. I think that's some legit innovation. Sure. If you consider just for a guy and with a small team that started making AI related videos in, basically a year ago. What was it? 4th of December, 2022 was my first upload on this channel. This is YouTube channel number 5. By the way, always been into tech, always been a quick learner. But yeah, I think I'm pretty proud of how far we've come. And yeah, here to answer your questions from here on out. That's basically it. That's the entire demo. That's how you use it. That's how you use external capabilities. Craft a custom profile, set it up, find all the prompts you can use, and then use them together with the custom profile. And then use additional features like Vision, Code Interpreter, DALL-E, to get even more out of it. That's it. Well, I don't know if it's easy, but all it takes is copy pasting, right? So it's not hard either. So let's see. Let's go through some questions here. Sorry, I've been a bit on a rant since a while. What the heck is this discussion? Doc Rock, I like it. I like what you have going on in the chat over here. What? GPT-4 stealing 3.5 sweet. What? Okay. You ever thought of creating a personal AI like Jarvis in GPT? Of course! Who hasn't? That's the number one thing everybody wants to do, right? Just have a personal Jarvis. Yeah, you can. And you can even set this up, right? You can set these custom instructions up and you can use it on your phone. So, you can just go ahead and you can use the ChatGPT app and then talk to it, right? So yeah, you could definitely do that. Prompt it to be your assistant. Tell it what you like. What you're working on, it responds in a way you like, because yeah, that's a good comment. That's a good point. Is it true that if you give feedback to the GPT, it fixes itself and gives more of what you like and prefer, just as the YouTube algorithm? So I don't think that the model improves. I think that within the context of the conversation, yes, absolutely, that's a thing. And that's actually in the course, it's one of the main things that we like. First module is on prompt engineering, like how to go from a one-liner to a long prompt and all that. And then next chapter is all about follow-up prompts, because like a lot of the power here hides within holding a conversation. If you watch a lot of the videos on the YouTube channel, you'll find that we're having a conversation. Some of the more advanced videos are like, follow like sequences of like 4, 5, 6 prompts. It's not just like this one like super prompt that you run and get everything you want. No, it's a chat interface, right? You're supposed to be talking to it. And there's certain tricks that make it easier. Again, in the free template that we provide, there's a lot of them in there. So for example, if you just follow up with, but why? And then follow up again with, but why? You kind of get to the root of the cause. It's like one really cool little trick that you can just employ immediately. But yeah, I think that is absolutely true. I do not think that, the GPT model is trained upon your customizes itself to your conversations. I think it will do that over time. I think it's, a question of maybe a year or two where maybe even less, where we'll have models that will kind of like use your previous conversations as context and save your preferences. And I hope it will also extend to kind of the censorship on these models, because I think censorship should be custom, right? So I think me, as I'm approaching 30. So as a 30-year-old fully grown man, I think I have other preferences than a 12-year-old girl, right? And I think it should adjust to that. Because right now, like what we have is one model for everyone that is kind of, that is just tuned for everyone. And I think it should be custom. It should, I can, my Eastern European heritage allows me to take more of a punch in terms, so I would love to have a more open model that basically allows, I don't know, for not like, I wouldn't want a model that like includes illegal and dangerous activities. No, but I would want a model that kind of spans across all domains of knowledge and doesn't cut itself off, and all domains of life, right? Right now, when you ask it anything related to sexuality whatsoever, anything, it just kind of shuts down. Like it's impossible to prompt it. And it's a big part of life and relationships, right? So it would just be cool to see a model over time that adjusts to you and your personal preferences. And I think we will. It's a long-winded answer for a short question, but I hope that answers it. Ooh, Travel Beauty Hub. If you could translate that and send that in English, I'm happy to answer. Imagine you create a GPT that can mimic your creativity in style, and then your competitors get a hold of it and use it against you. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's kind of that's a bit of what I did today, right? I mean, look, we could. Let me see. So we could. I wanted to do one more thing today, and that is point you towards one of the most valuable videos on this channel. That went a little under the radar, and it's basically. Wait, let me pull this up. It's basically how to customize GPT to copy your tone, your style. Yeah, there you go. So it's this video. I'll post it in chat, okay? So for anybody who wants to go a step further, check out this vid. That is all about copying your style. And yes, you can absolutely use this and personalize your... you can absolutely use this and customize your very own profile with this. So if you just, check out my screen, this video, how to force ChatGPT to write in your style. Actually, it's like picking up over time. But yeah, you can find the prompts in here. And this is just going to analyze your own text. And yeah, you can use that. You can use the output of that to recreate your own style. Now, look, the best way to do that is to include files in the knowledge base that outline some of your writing. That's kind of the best way to do that, to mimic your own style. So basically, you give it like multiple emails or multiple essays that you wrote, and then in your prompt, you reference the fact that they're in the knowledge base. So that'd be the best way I know of to do it. All right. Ha! Bunch of hyped course members in here. I love to see it. Would have been lost without the course. I appreciate that. It really it's crafted to pick people up at zero. So like you could give that course, you could, give the course to your grandma and she would learn the basics of ChatGPT. Yeah, I think that's fair. Because it's basically, it goes from zero. But then, in the advanced module and especially in the live events, we go into the most current topics and have like a holistic discussion just like this. Like it's usually like a 1 hour long lecture, essentially, like this, that is prepared and that guides you through everything. So let's see, what else? Yeah, also the YouTube has a lot of like hidden nuggets, not just the course. It's just, the way people consume YouTube, it's, even if you find a channel, like people usually don't kind of like dig into, some videos like didn't perform as well as others, but are maybe more valuable, right? So just like the one I pointed out, like it's not the most viewed video on the channel, though I think it should be. Yeah. Now, maybe not, maybe it shouldn't be. I don't know. YouTube knows, right? But yeah. Have you imported books into your GPT? Yes, I've played already with that. Also, like Claude 200K is probably the model to use there, right? But like honestly, 128K of GPT-4 Turbo is sufficient for most things. The thing is, it starts getting a little mushy if you really push that context window and if you really like give it 120K tokens. It loses out on certain stuff. There's some research that has been done on this. I believe the middle part, right? I believe. Wait, so this is, don't quote me on this, but essentially like if you give it 60K of context, ChatGPT Turbo, right? If you get 60K context, it recognizes it all and it can reference it, retrieve it very well. If you give it 120, it gets a little mushy around the middle part, meaning that it will not pick up on everything in there. Sometimes it will just like act as if the text wasn't there, although it is. So, if you want a reliable way of using it, use 60K context, not 120K. Although it can do it, it's not ideal. All right. ChatGPT can be spoken to via cell phone, but are we able to do it via the PC, trying to bypass the keyboard? Yeah, I'm sure there's many apps. Also, I have a tutorial on how to build that yourself, right? You could just use, Actually, I built a tutorial for the phone, right? It was Telegram. But you could, if Telegram has like voice input on the PC, which I think it does, I'm not a regular user, then I have a tutorial on the channel teaching you exactly how to do that with a little bit of code. Just no previous knowledge required. Igor, do you know that if you tell the GPT that I know you are LLM, it shouldn't? Yeah, of course. Like, man, I've played more with jailbreaks than you think. Matter of fact, my very first video on the channel was like illegal use cases of ChatGPT. It wasn't really talking about jailbreaks, but yeah, definitely you can. But they're very fast to quick fix them, and also like I haven't seen any like. I'll say this: I haven't seen any like earth-shattering use cases just because somebody jailbroke it well. Like it was always just like, cool, nice, this works. Okay. And then it's like, but that might be the case because maybe GPT-4 is just not capable enough, right? Maybe next iteration is going to be, and then jailbreaking is going to become even more powerful. But yeah, I don't think jailbreaking is something worth obsessing over. I don't think you're going to arrive at like some promised land of high quality outputs. I think what we discussed today does way more for you. But just my opinion. Open to discuss that, right? Ultraman. PC or Mac? Yeah, the ultimate chat answer to that is both. Same here. I've parallel desktops on my Mac, so like I have both, I suppose. All right. My grandma is kind of gangster, so she can do pretty much anything. Well, then she might not need the course, huh? She's gangster like that. That's funny. Can you tell me how do I prompt the instructions? And I don't have dollars to get your course, but if I did, I would purchase it without thinking because of the free value you provide. Much appreciated. Thank you, Luke. So I think, the course makes it easy and it saves you time, right? Like what it really does is it breaks down like tens of hours of potential content into like free, and it's super well structured. So, if you have more money than time, then YouTube University is what you want to do. And the point, like, let me go to the channel. Let me do a thing that I should have done a long time ago, because some videos here are more valuable than others, and the YouTube algo just does its own thing, right? So let me just do a quick like review of like recent stuff. Okay, what do you want to look at here? What kind of videos, right? So one great place to start for you, my man, Luke. So, one great thing. So first of all, just like sign up to the newsletter, get the free template. That's like a no-brainer. It's free. Once a week, you're gonna get an update. Sure, we sent out like free emails over Black Friday weekend. Sorry for that. But basically, you can sign up here, get the free template, get the free Notion template, and start building your own prompt library. That's where you start, right? What the course provides is there's just more like presets in there for you, pre-made. So it just saves you time again, but there's nothing that you cannot recreate with time investment. Okay, so what would be the next step? Now you have the template, now you have a starting point, you have your own kind of database. What do we have here? Some old playlist. This is the one you want to check out. ChatGPT beginner course, okay? So if you go through all these videos, my man, like you're gonna be at a very solid place. Okay, so what is this? Like this is like 14, it's like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's like an hour worth of content, maybe like an hour 15, okay? So if you take an afternoon to go through all of this and you actually internalize what's happening in here, okay? So this video, organizing all your prompts, is about how to use the template, how to get the most out of it. We looked at that today. This video, 5 secrets to writing with ChatGPT, this one like blew up early on because like all of them are like legit unlocks and hacks inside of ChatGPT. So, like, just check it out. Like, this one is really good. It's super concise. It's like 1 minute per kind of like tip. Definitely recommend that. I think this one YouTube did great on in terms of recommending it, because this was like legit one of the most concise, value-packed ones that I ever made. Good. 5 key prompting lessons I wish I knew earlier. So these are some basics of prompt engineering. This is basically like the essence of the course. Like the course just goes deeper into the 5 concepts discussed here. Okay, so maybe we didn't do the best job in like titling this, but this is just a super valuable video. I wouldn't skip this. If you want to learn more, just do it. 5 more secrets to writing with ChatGPT. So this one was a follow-up to the initial video where I was like, people are, they're gonna want more advanced stuff. Turns out not that many people do. But this is one of the more advanced videos we have on the channel. So I would go in here. Matter of fact, there's one technique in here which I haven't seen anywhere else to date. It's this. Well, I might have seen it somewhere else by now. I'm not 100% sure. But it's this. It's playing around. Yeah, it's just advanced stuff. So it's like splitting answers into multiple answers so you can get the full thing. It's simulating a high-level interview. Simulating a job interview. There's really cool stuff in here. This one I would definitely recommend. I found the mother of all prompts. This is one of like the OG videos where we use one prompt to generate a bunch of examples for inspirations. Like if you grasp this technique and you grasp the deck factory, the prompt factory. Deck factory was the show that I had on my YouTube Magic the Gathering YouTube channel 12 years ago. You guys, I was teaching how to build decks. Anyway, if you figure out how to use the mother of all prompts. By the way, this is a community name. People were like, man, you should call it the mother of all prompts. And then I just did. But basically, it's a prompt where you take one formula and you generate a bunch of examples. You could actually use this in tandem with the prompt factory, right? This is super powerful. By the way, this is one of the advanced videos in the course. It's just here on YouTube. Like in the course, I go a little more in depth, but like, there you go. It's right there. The one I just recommended, how to copy your own style. There you go. Ultimate guide to ChatGPT custom instructions. That's basically what we kind of covered here today in a more concise manner. Create custom GPTs for beginners. Also what we covered here today. I replaced 20,000 jobs with ChatGPT prompts. Also what we covered in today. So if you check out this videos, you'll be in such a good... not bad. You'll be in such a good you'll be in such a good spot. And then by you just like hanging out here and asking questions, there you go. That's the next level to it. Now, what else could you do? I would look at these vision use cases. I think this is super useful. This will really unlock kind of your usage of vision. I know it did it for me. Creating this video actually did it for me. So I think by you consuming, it's one of the longer ones with 26 minutes, but man, that's a lot of use cases in there. So just have a look at that. That's a valuable one for sure. And there's like some newsy ones. Also, if you want to go further than ChatGPT, check out this one. Why Llama 2 is better than ChatGPT 3.5, right? So this is a great little discussion. I think this was a good video. This is a recording from the course. If you have 45 minutes and want to learn more the basics of the code interpreter, well, there you go. It's a course video right on the YouTube channel. So my man, there's a lot to cover here, right? What else? Which other videos are... Ooh, this one, a massively undervalued one. This one. Talk to anyone with ChatGPT plus character AI. So this is a good one too. There's some newsy ones. This one is about jailbreaks and a website that aggregates the jailbreaks. And there you go. Those are some of the best videos on here. So as you can see, there's a lot out there and it's all free. So my man, don't worry. If you can't afford one of the products, that's completely fine. You have all the knowledge here. Most likely you have more time than money, right? Use the time. Go for YouTube University. Follow the newest, news YouTubers and see what's new. Go into my library. Learn about some of this stuff. Dip your toes into AI art. Heck, you might be surprised by what you learn about prompting while prompting AI art models. Dip your toes into development. Like, heck, this is one of the biggest OpenAI API tutorials on the internet by now. Like, what the heck? If you've never coded before, this video is in 14 minutes, it's gonna teach you how to code, right? It's not gonna teach you how to code. It's gonna teach you how to use the API and how to start getting results. There's actually 3 different projects explained in here for somebody who's never coded before. I would strongly recommend this one. So, once you do all that, you can come back and we can discuss what your next steps are. But basically, that's a lot of stuff to do. Hey, hero, what's up? So I hope that answers your question. For school, I imported 1,000-page textbooks into ChatGPT and I had to basically translate parts of the book I didn't understand. Great for school. Dude, learning is it's insane for learning. Because what you can do is you can say now summarize chapter 3 and 10 bullet points and explain it to me like I'm 5, right? And all of a sudden you can be out there learning quantum mechanics, quite simply. Nice. Doc Rock, you're an ex-Apple employee? What did you do there? Be interested in hearing that. Yeah, it's really guys, with the YouTube versus the paid products we have, it's really a money versus time equation. I think it's fair to say that if your time is worth more than 12, maybe, I don't know the exact number. If your time is worth more than $10 an hour, you're really, really the products are incredible value. If your time is worth less than that, you're probably better off just watching the full YouTube library, and you're probably better off just piecing your knowledge together from different places. It's that simple, right? The whole business blueprint thing. Here it is. Here's how to do it. Here's the full guide. Today I gave you a full rundown A to Z, and there you go. There's the presets. 10 of them. You have the prompt factory. You have everything you need. Go out there and get shit done. But if you don't want to spend the time customizing, if you want the easier presets, if you don't want to craft them yourself, well, look, here's a sub $100 product that has all the presets for you and more detailed guides. It's a time versus money thing. That simple. Okay. I understand, man. Man, look, that's completely fine. That's dude, let me tell you, I personally have been financially struggling for 10 years straight. Like, straight up. That's the reason I had to start doing nightclub videos for free around like 8 years ago. My first nightclub video was completely for free. Just like to get my foot in the door. And then I started hustling $100 videos. Then I graduated to, $200 videos. And then I started doing corporate events because I got one opportunity there. And then I did weddings, and then I did more events, and I stopped doing clubs. And it's a ladder, and it takes time. I didn't get to like doing what I do now overnight. Again, this is YouTube channel number 5. First one was 12 years ago. And yeah, full-time video career for 7 years straight, just hustling little jobs, barely breaking even every single month. Maxing out credit cards just to get by, and like it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. But the thing is, like, if you're stacking skills, I think you're always on a, like, if there's like one advice that like applied to me is just keep stacking skills. Just keep stacking skills. Like I don't know, like when COVID came around, I started learning carpentry. I don't know, that was maybe a bit of a misstep, but like I built my own, like I started building like furniture and like pots on terrace and stuff like that. I self-learned Python. I self-learned all this video stuff, right? Like audio, video, just stack skills. And I think AI is a great one to have in your skill stack, if not the best one. There you go. But yeah, dude, no shame in the broke era. Dude, that's where you build personality, man. And that's so you can come back and kick ass. Plus, you're on the right track. Like, honestly, like you being here in this live stream, like that says a lot already. So, Luke, I'll keep my eye on you. I hope you keep killing it. Feel free to check in with any successes via email, man. Love to hear it. And also, like, one more thing that Doc Rock is saying, like, only compare yourself to the version of yourself that you were yesterday. That's it. That's a big one. That's easier said than done, but that's the one. Like, don't compare yourself to others. It's never fair. Because life's not fair. Everybody has different circumstances. But yeah. What is that? It is el mero mero. Local Spanish slang for you the man. Top dog. You get the idea, hermano. What? It is el mero mero. So guys, I don't speak Spanish, but I've been told, like, so I did a semester abroad in San Francisco. And in my time there, I've been told that I don't speak Spanish again, but if I repeat Spanish, I sound Mexican. Is that the case? I don't know. Do I sound Mexican? I don't know. Struggle is real, especially here in Cali where the market is shit. Might as well start college collecting skills in the meantime. Dude, that's the one thing they're never gonna take from you. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't, like, this is like my main point. Like, literally, I self-learned videography. I self-learned audio. I self-learned lighting. I self-learned live streaming. I self-learned Python. I self-learned AI prompting. I self-learned all of it. And I'm not even talking about kind of like the skills around it, kind of supplementary skills like, color correction and After Effects basics. And guys, I have like 11,000 hours inside of Premiere Pro, okay? It's the editing software. Like, literally, I've been using that thing since I'm like 17. Since I'm 16. I learned Photoshop when I was 15. Premiere when I was 16. And ever since then, I've just been stacking skills, man. Dude, I know my way around Audition a little bit. Like, I don't know what else, like live streaming, everything. I don't know, man. It's a lot, but like it adds up over time, right? If you just keep learning, like 5 years pass and you're like, I don't recognize myself in the best way possible. So just keep stacking skills. Keep doing it. Listen to Sam. Remember the clip that I played earlier? Listen to the man. This is the skill to learn now. And you're in the right track by being here. Simple as that. Stacking skills is a top tip. Exactly right. Exactly right. That's just gonna always be true, man. If you're a young person, not sure what you want to do, stack skills. What skills? Doesn't matter. I'm saying stack skills, not stack. That's not 2. That's like stack at least 3. It's way easier to become like top 10% at 3 skills than it is top 1% at 1. All right, what else? CNC woodworking. Dude, CNC is one that I always like attract. I always wanted to like 3D printing. Also, it's another one. So 3D scanning, I got into it for like about like 2 weeks. Photogrammetry, right? Is that what it's called? I installed a copy of Windows on my Mac, like under boot camp, just to run the software. Then was going around like photographing rocks and stuff just to test it out. Oh, by the way, I also had like a 2-month phase where I was learning game development, so I know my way around Unity a little bit. Like I can, I can find my way around the interface, and I know how prefabs work and stuff like that, right? But like, it's always just become advanced beginner at a lot of stuff, and then you'll like feel out what feels right, and you'll keep going. But yeah, probably if we like kept this conversation going, like a few more would come up that I forgot. Oh, by the way, I trampoline. I wall trampoline. Like that's concretely, that's like a weird one, but I love that stuff. You like bounce off your back and you have like a wall where you like always do like 2 steps. It's like the best. It's like the best ab workout. Plus it's like heaven because you're like flying and you can like do fun stuff, and I don't know. Anyway, and kite surfing. Kite surfing is the best sport on planet Earth. Not up for discussion. Okay. You do sound like my tech homie. Tech homies. Yeah, I'm a tech homie. That's accurate. Slovak has the same sound as what? It's kind of. Oh, like Spanish? Yeah, does it? Is it Slovak? Like, wait, I know this phrase in Spanish. Wait. Let me hit you with my Spanish skills here. Nosotros hablamos de cocodrilo todo el día. That translates to, we talk about crocodiles all day. What does it mean? Please don't ask me that. But like, does that sound like Slovak? Hovoríme o krokodiloch celý deň. Does sound like Slovak. It's kind of, yeah, okay. I never realized. Yeah, it's similar. That's why. Okay. Doc Rock, you're not old as dirt. I bet you're a handsome man. Keep learning, man. Yeah, 3D printing, man. This is, yeah, that's fine. I'm in Texas. Cool. Some new people coming in, watching the stream from the beginning. Love it. Yeah, Gaussian splatting is the way to go now. Exactly. Yeah. So this is the type of stuff that I like. I mean this. Like we made these products as good as they can be right now. We're gonna keep holding live events to keep you up to date. And basically I want to refocus on learning new stuff. I want to like experiment more with Gaussian splatting. I want to get more into kind of the latest AR developments. AI wearables. Yes, please. The new 11 labs mixed with HeyGen. Good Lord. When I did it. Nice. When I did photography and videography, I got to work with the American Ninja Warriors in Santa Monica. Cool. I spent a week in a hostel in Santa Monica. It was one of the best weeks of my life. It was so fun. I had a camera back then. That was at the beginning of kind of like my video journey, like trying to become a videographer and everything. And I Oh my God, this story, I haven't told this in a while. It just hurts thinking about it. You know what happened to me? Basically, I was taking pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And I was really excited. Like, oh my God, like Golden Gate Bridge, the light is really great and everything. So what I did is I set up my tripod. And I was like, yeah, but like if I go closer, it would look even better, right? I would kind of get like the movement of the waves. I had an ND filter, so I could like do like long exposure photography, right? To have the waves like diffused with the Golden Gate Bridge right there from the low angle. I was like, ooh, this is it. Let me do that. So what I did is I ended up like, rolling up my pants a bit, and like I walked into the water and set up my tripod in the water. And I'm talking like this deep, right? Like it was not like deep water, just a little bit. And I started taking these pictures, and I had like a remote so I don't touch the camera, right? So I had it set up, and it's like everything was fine. I was taking these pictures. I'm like, oh my God, these are going to be like incredible, right? And mind you, this camera was like 60% of everything I owned. Of this camera was like 60% of my net worth, essentially. Like it was like a Canon 70D, I think, with like a flip out screen, and I had like a Tokina 11 to 16 millimeter lens on it, 2.8. This was like basically like literally like half of what I owned. I had like nothing, like not a car, no other camera gear, no stabilizer. Like the tripod was like a $15 tripod of Amazon, right? So I'm taking these pictures with like my remote, all like proud of the cool pictures that I'm gonna, show off to my mom once I get back home, and then I'm concentrating on the pictures, and all of a sudden like this like wave approaches, and all of a sudden like, if this was the depth that the tripod was in, then this wave all of a sudden was like this high. And basically I'm just like taking these long exposure pictures, and the wave just kind of like, good. And then I try to catch it, but the tripod, it like slowly tipped over. And like, as I caught it by the leg, like this, like so. But it still fell and did this. The camera ended up in the ocean, man. Dude, I show up to this like local like photo video store. They actually, matter of fact, I just remembered now, they had like, it was an Asian dude actually saying that, but he had like a racist comment. He was like, I told him like, oh my God, like my camera fell into the ocean. Like, I need to repair it. I need this to work. Like, what do we do? And he's like, oh yeah, man, maybe you can put it in a bowl of rice and a bunch of Asians are going to come and repair it for you. Like, what? What kind of answer is that? That guy. Fuck that guy. Anyway, turns out if your camera falls into the ocean, it's over. Like, if salt touches electronics, it's over. Could never recover it. So basically, long story short, I was left with like a small GoPro. It was like a GoPro 1 or something that I had as a backup. So when I spent my week in the hostel in Santa Monica, just had my longboard and my GoPro. But that was actually a turning point in my career, because what I got to do is I hung out at the Venice Beach skate park all day. I couldn't skate, right? So I was just standing there behind the railings, like watching all the skaters do cool shit. And I only had my GoPro, like GoPro 1 or 2 or something like that, right? Didn't even did it have a burst mode? I don't think it had a burst. Maybe it did have a burst mode, but it was like 4 images per second or so. I don't remember exactly. But dude, I ended up like shooting this one picture, okay? And maybe I can pull it up. If I Google like GoPro Award, Igo Progani, like that was, I put it on my Instagram, right? It was a really cool picture. But basically GoPro ended up reposting me. I got like some sort of, I think I got some money for it. GoPro Award. Yeah, but this was like 10 years back, man. I wonder if I can find it. I'm sure I'm gonna be able to find it on my phone. So both, I can show you the picture of the last picture on the camera of the Golden Gate Bridge. I have that on my personal Instagram, and I also have this picture that won the GoPro Award. But what I'm trying to say is like, literally that camera falling into the ocean, and me having to, go on my weekly LA trip by myself into a hostel. By the way, that was my first solo travel ever. It was really exciting. It forced me to use this old ass GoPro that I had that I didn't even utilize otherwise, to take a picture that was out of my comfort zone. And with that constraint, I managed to create something that GoPro recognized, and they gave me a GoPro award and some money for it. And that, like, literally, that was one of the sparks for me going super hard on the video side. And because it was like a confirmation of like, okay, there might be something here, Igor. There might be something here. I think it's this picture. I'll show you. This is the picture that won a GoPro award. So this is like a GoPro 1. There you go. It's kind of cool, right? Like I really love this image. And then there's also the image, the last image the camera captured before it fell into the ocean. I could show you that too. That's this one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, honestly, it's not even that great of an image. It's definitely not worth the. This was like, it was one of the last images. So as you can see, it was like in the water, the tripod, but then it also the camera ended up in the water. So be careful when you do that. Anyway, that's a little bit of like story time right there. But yeah, basically out of that camera like breaking, it kind of got me to where I am like today here teaching all of this, right? It forced me to kind of make the best out of the old GoPro, and if I would have just had my DSLR, I would have never got the GoPro award, and I think I would have lacked some of the motivation and some of the reassurance that I can actually do this. So there you go. Oh, how to use the phone as a source in Ecamm? Wait, I actually know that. It's just I think I turned it off in my phone because it was annoying every time. But you have a good point. I should use that. I turned it off because every time I turned on Ecamm, it just like notified my phone and stuff. I didn't like it. But yeah, that skater picture is like legit. I really like it. And it's also, I printed it and I had it in my living room. That was like my source of motivation through like all the video hustle. And let me tell you, doing videography is a hustle. It's like 4 hours of recording and 12 hours of editing. And then you need to do like 3 jobs a week to get by, or like, so all you're doing is editing. But it's fine. It's worth it. Also, I enjoyed it. I like editing. So yeah, I had to tell that story because Danny Boy shared that he met the American Ninja Warriors in Santa Monica. Sparked the memory. With the custom GPTs, is it going to be like the Play Store and App Store? Like with Play Store, you make apps, but with GPT Store, you make GPTs. So I think that's the base premise. But honestly, I don't think the economics of this are gonna play out in a way where it's gonna be this opportunity that many people make it out to be. I think it's gonna be, I think you're gonna be able to sure, there's gonna be like a select few people. Like Nick Dobos on Twitter, for example, like absolutely amazing. Shout out to that guy. That is what a chat. He just keeps like building and expanding, and like he does really cool stuff. I think, some people like that are going to have a real opportunity there. But I think there's going to be a handful of useful GPTs, right? Just like there's a handful of useful plugins, right? I would think about it that way. There's like thousands of plugins, but like nobody uses most of them. And a few of them are useful, but most people don't even use them. So I think over time it will evolve into something cool. But I think, within the next weeks or months, it's like not the opportunity people make it out to be, I think. All right. Welcome to the San Francisco Bay experience. Yeah, thank you, man. That was... Yeah. Two sentence or taking wave pictures, big wave approaching. Yeah, the thing is, I wasn't even looking at the wave, man. I was looking at the bridge and my exposure time and if the, if the camera is shaking or something. For somebody who wants to start with photography without much funds, is it actually better to invest in an iPhone instead of a real camera? The quality is insane and it's waterproof. Depends, man. Dude, Philip, let's talk about it. I'm glad to help you out, dude. I think... I don't know. It's a hard one. So like, look, with iPhone, you get a lot of bang for the buck, right? because you get a phone and the camera in it, but you don't really like learn some of the foundational concepts that if you like want to take photography seriously, even as a hobby. You don't learn about shutter speed and apertures and ISO and white balance and all the different like other settings like autofocus modes, right? You don't learn about single point versus auto modes versus like you don't learn about single point versus like larger like basically all like the intricacies of the camera. And I think that's kind of for me, like I'm a technical person though, but for me that was always the fun part. So there I would say, get a small DSLR and just mess around with that. But yeah, if you want to just get into photography and like capture cool shit, then yeah, just get a decent iPhone. Don't get the newest one. Good lord, like it's not worth it. Like the improvements over the last like 5 years have been like 3% better, the camera, right? 5% better. Just get the one where you get the most value for your money, which would probably be like a 13 or something like that. All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, this has been over 2 hours. Good lord. I'm glad we did this. Taught a lot. Facts about videography business. It nearly killed me. Yeah, man, I feel you. Like if you're ambitious and you want to like achieve a lot, then videography is really, it's hard because it's like so much work on every single project versus like photo work. It's more like the editing is brutal. And in the editing, if you're like, because I'm a mix of like a perfectionist and I'm super industrious too. So then like, I could spend 4 hours editing a video, but I spent 13. And you just add that up over hundreds of projects and it's just like, it's not a good way to live. Yeah. 2 people to help with Ecamm. Heck yeah. Maybe I don't know. I really love the software. I just got the yearly plan actually, and yeah, I'm an Ecamm boy. Not sure. Not sure what else I could be using. I think my usage of it is pretty basic, but then I also like basic because right now I'm presenting, I'm monitoring audio, I'm monitoring the video, I'm reading chat. It's enough complexity already. Start with what you got. Yeah, man, Hero, just use your MacBook camera. Start with what you got, dude. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining all of this. I think this rounds it out. This was a great little hangout session in the end. We went quite deep. Look, I'm looking at the viewer graph. A lot of people like dropped off when we started like in detail when we started comparing the answers. But, those people were looking for maybe, a quick win, or maybe they were just busy, had other stuff to do, or they just lacked the patience. But I think that's where kind of like the magic hides. It's by looking in detail at the outputs. So, if you want more of content like today, then the course is for you, really. If you can afford it, then the course is for you with the best price we'll ever have on that. Over the next 3 months, we'll be running a bunch of live events just like this, shorter, more always on one topic. And also tomorrow we have a course event and we're going to be showing off how to generate your own GPTs, how to generate your own custom instructions for GPTs. So yeah, there you go. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, I'm super proud of the whole product lineup and super proud of the entire team. Also, like shout out here, Philip in chat. He helped generate most of the pictures for the products, So yeah, fantastic team effort. Thank you so much for everybody for participating in the stream. We should do this more often. I really enjoy these. It's been a solid 2.5 hours. And yeah, I hope you learned something. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful last November week. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.